Nikosi alo komi kesheto.
Wachi.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to you. It's a blissful Wednesday morning, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is the news review, and right here we bring you all the relevant stories making waves in the news. I am your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedu, and I'll be serving you breakfast this morning with Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Remember that you're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do all to log on, send in your comments. We'll do all to read them back to you, and let's get interactive on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Good morning to you, red and green.
Multicolored.
Oh yes. Good morning, Miss Debbie.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Miss Regina?
I'm good. Your side?
I'm fine. Hope all is well.
I'm fine.
It rained again yesterday too.
Yeah.
Only in
Nanya.
Oh,
It
really?
didn't rain at your
No,
place.
it's not that banyard.
Your sin is too
It
much.
didn't even
Too
rain. No,
much.
it rained
Yesterday.
on Sunday at my place, and yesterday. No, the day
And
before
Sunday
yesterday.
it's rained.
It rained too.
The sun is too much. They
Yes,
need
it-
It
sanctification.
Yesterday we were bashing my
And
area.
because my place is an estate, you get
Hey.
it. So we, the estetarians,
We
don't get to experience more rain.
I was saying
no,
I get it.
no, we are demure, okay? We come with composure. So we command the rain
See,
and
Okay,
tell
so
it
come
when
let
to
them, Papa.
rain.
It's a common
As I'm telling you this morning, there was no water. The
you
tank was
see,
not flowing.
yesterday the way I got water.
Hey.
And all my containers were full.
Same here.
I got it. And this morning to drizzle.
I think every area has its own hitches.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, let's talk them before they take their light. Right, let's get into the news items for this morning. Mighty minority ready to take on NDC in 2028 are not dumped. Minority Chief Whip and Insawam Edwejiri MP Frank Anodompre says the new patriotic party, Minority Caucus, is fully prepared for the 2028 general elections despite the party's defeat in 2024. Speaking to party members and MPs, he said the caucus has recovered strongly from what he described as a difficult period after the elections. According to him, the minority has become stronger, better prepared, more informed, and strategically organized. He described the caucus as the mighty minority, arguing that although the opposition has fewer seats in parliament, it has remained active and effective in holding government accountable. Mr. Anodompre said minority MPs have focused on parliamentary debate, committee work, constituency engagement, and highlighting national issues affecting citizens. He accused the governing National Democratic Congress of failing to meet expectations and losing popularity quickly after assuming office. According to him, issues such as economic hardship, power outages, dumso, concerns over cocoa pricing, and public dissatisfaction have exposed weaknesses in the government's management of the country. He also claimed that teachers, nurses, cocoa farmers, public servants, and market women are facing increasing difficulties under the current administration. The minority chief whip further revealed that the caucus has introduced mentorship and training programs for first-time MPs to improve their performance in Parliament. Experienced lawmakers, he said, are helping newer MPs strengthen public speaking, parliamentary debates, policy analysis, and committee participation. Mr. Nodompre insisted the minority will continue to pressure government and expose what it believes are governance failures ahead of the next elections. So this is from the Minority Caucus, and reading from the article, it says that they are fully prepared to take over government in 2028. Ms. Debbie, do you think that the NPP have learnt their lesson, that they are ready to take over?
From the look of things, I don't think they are fully ready or prepared. I am not in the NPP party, though. Maybe behind the scene they are working, because when you take the normal school, for instance, you meet a student who looks unserious sometimes, but then at the end of the semester, you see them topping the class and all that. So some people fool, but behind the scene they learn. Maybe
example there.
Yeah, so maybe that might be the case of the NPP. Maybe in aside they don't look serious, but behind the scene they are seriously working to win the 2028 election. But I think we are speaking to what we are seeing. But for me, with the look of things, for me, they are not really prepared, because I feel like they are more focused on bashing this government, which I know they are so right to do that, because they're supposed to put the government on its toes. But then I feel like it's too much. Recently, I came across a video where they were bashing the government, and so I tried reading the comments, and someone was like, so you think doing this will bring you back to power? And it has to do with miracles, Abuaje. So I was like, well, you see, sometimes it's good to bash, but as you bash someone, you should also be working on yourself, so that you don't get to wear the same shoes of that person, because yours may be worse. So for me, I feel like there is still more work to do. They're talking Thomas is quite too much for me. And then I feel like they are more focused on pinpointing things and making it look at the same problem they cause themselves. They are making it look as if it was created by this current administration. They are trying to shift blame. But then I feel like for you to move ahead, you need to just accept the fact that you failed woefully. And so what do you do next? What did I do wrong that made me not get this thing right? How can I improve upon myself so that the next time I'm being given the chance or the opportunity, I can do it and do it well? Okay, then you pinpoint all these things down, and then you work towards it. With the MPP, I don't see that. Anytime they gather, it's NDC. And the fact that they are so convinced that they are going to win the 2028 election, I don't know what is creating this, what is really boosting their morals or confidence. But until 2028, we still wait to see what the MPP has to offer. But for me, I don't really see them putting much effort to win the 2028 election. Looking at what this government is doing, if they are able to deliver 99% of what they've promised to do, then trust me, MPP is going to be in opposition for so long. But when they fail or they deviate, it's a win-win for the MPP, and that is if they also tread cautiously.
Ms. Gina?
Okay, so I want to say something from what Ms. Debbie said, that probably we might not be seeing what they are doing, but behind the scenes they are doing something. This is not an individual should I say obligation. Exactly. She made an example of a student being unserious but learning in the house. When I was in school, I was very unserious, but once I get to my lane, why? So this is my personal affair. It has nothing to do with anyone around me. It even has nothing to do with the people paying the school fees. At the end of the day, if I feel, it is my business, it's not your business. It is my life, yes. But looking at the MPP, these are people that represent constituencies. They are middlemen for other people. automatically they're also like journalists, the voice for the voiceless. We all can't leave our constituencies and go and sit in parliament to say that we are debating on issues, we are telling the government this is what we need, this is what they are supposed to do and all that. So they are the ones on the front line, just like doctors who were on the front line when Ebola was a COVID came. They are like that. So they need to make sure that they show working. You can't just give a answer, final answer. You have to give show working. You have to do show working, and these people are not doing it. So they saying that they are ready to take over. No, I'm quite surprised. How are they taking over? Is it with this behavior? Even their leader alone is another huge red flag. Working AFNs and walking red carpet on its own. So how are they willing to take over Ghana? They shouldn't think people are not seeing. They are really seeing whatever that is going on. And at the end of the day, they would just use their thumb to just decide who comes to power. So it's not about instinct. It's not about how you feel you are doing well, but are the people seeing it?
Right. That takes us to what happened yesterday. So yesterday, they petitioned President John Dramani Mahama to the diplomatic community. And the question is, why does it have to go all the way to that level? Ms. Debbie.
Why they've petitioned the president?
To the diplomatic communities.
Because they don't have Kamafo here in Ghana.
I think it's because of how we've laid down the proceedings, okay? So it's just like you giving opportunity for other countries to have a fair in your say.
Exactly.
So you are, in a way, it's like you're entitled to them or they're entitled to you. Just like the way you go to IMF for help. So in a way, they have a say in everything that has to do with our economy. So even in as much as we wouldn't even be going to them for financial support, we are going for them for we are going for them for financial advice. So it's the same way with this diplomatic, is it calls they call them?
They're called.
So it's the same way with these people. So it's just like when you are dealing with a situation that is beyond you, this is a body that you go to. You send your something like petition or something to, so that they will look into the matter and then judge their affairs. When it happens like that, it means there is no trusted body in the country that can really solve that problem. And so you just have to involve other people from other countries, and it doesn't speak well of us. So it automatically means that all the bodies we have there who can talk to the issues, in a way the MPP see them to be one way or the other biased. So even if they engage them or they call them into the issue, they will end up siding their enemies, their enemies, rather than talking to the issue itself. But then I feel like this is a waste of time, it's a waste of energy. You know the right thing to do. So if someone is not doing the right thing, you should be the one that is cautioning this person to do the right thing. But if you involve other hands into it, it means that we still have a lot to do. And that is why sometimes the diplomatic world, when they are ranging, tell me, how do you think they get to know what is going on in African countries when it has to do with corruption, when it has to do with even a particular outbreak of certain diseases like HIV/AIDS, like malaria? They get this information because, in a way, they have a hand in your affairs. So they can tally all this thing together, compare your country to other countries. Okay, this in Ghana, the people here are not trusted enough. They are biased and they can't do their work well. But for me, it's not good.
But if you are biased, that includes them as well. Now, Ms. Regina.
If
they claim that we are biased, even including the judiciary, that means they are also inclusive.
Oh yes, everyone is inclusive. They are part. So I don't know why they feel like, should I?
But during their tenure too, we saw the same issue.
Exactly.
And we never saw the NDC also
petitioning any foreign diplomat. Yeah.
Right. Let's move on. Supreme Court admits 14 CSOs in OSP constitutionality case. A 7-member panel of the Supreme Court of Ghana has allowed 14 civil society organizations to join an important case challenging the constitution of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The case, known as Adamte versus Attorney General, questions whether parts of the law establishing the OSP are fully consistent with Ghana's 1992 constitution. The panel was chaired by Chief Justice Bafo Boni. Lawyer for the CSOs Kizito argued that the organizations have strong experience in governance, accountability, and anti-corruption matters and can help the courts in determining the case. Some of the organizations admitted into the case include CDD Ghana, Transparency International Ghana, Imani Africa, Democracy Hub, and Africa Education Watch. The OSP was established under the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017 to investigate and prosecute corruption-related offenses, especially cases involving public officials and politically exposed persons. Over the years, the institution has handled several high-profile corruption investigations and has become one of Ghana's key anti-corruption agencies. The Supreme Court's decision means the CSOs will now participate in proceedings and contribute legal arguments and perspectives on the importance of the OSP and anti-corruption efforts in Ghana. The case is attracting national attention because the final ruling could affect the legal feature of the OSP, Ghana's anti-corruption framework, the independence of anti-corruption institutions, and public confidence in accountability systems. So, 14 CSOs have been admitted to the case of the OSP. Interesting days ahead. Ms. Hannah.
Yeah, interesting days ahead. I think with the OSP issue, we had a couple of people coming in and then bringing on board their ideas involving the removal of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now, if you look into these bodies, these are independent bodies who are also into the fight against corruption and corruption-related issues or anything that has to do with corruption. If you take CDD Ghana, for a Center for Democratic Development, it's a group of people who anti-associated themselves and they are into everything that has to do with corruption or issues that matter to the state. If you take, they have a lot of them, CDD Ghana, Imani Africa, Imani Africa, Ghana Foundation, we have Aroja Ghana, Parliamentary Network African, One Ghana Movement, all these people, African Education Watch, those people are people who take a critical or pay critical attention to national consent, issues that will not affect our democracy, issues that they feel like it needs to align with the democracy. So for me, I feel like they are bringing this up because they feel like if the Office of the Special Prosecutor is not needed, that office wouldn't be created at the first place. It wouldn't be created at the first place. And so they want these issues to be properly looked into. It shouldn't be a case where Office of the Special Prosecutor was being implemented since 2017, I guess. Since 2017. And up till now, that office is still in existence. And as much as there've not been any, for me, positive results with the Office of the Special Prosecutor, because we've not seen instances where someone is being prosecuted. There are instances where even the OSP tries to prosecute someone, but at the end of the day, it backfires back to the OSP. But it also doesn't mean that we will just wake up one day and scrap this. I was part of the people who were advocating for the scrapping of the OSP, but the president said the office wouldn't be scrapped. But if you look at the OSP versus the Attorney General case, you cannot intrude into the affairs of someone. And the people who brought up that law, you know the Attorney General, the roles of the Attorney General, and then you know the role of the OSP. So why then should an office intrude in the other office? If you feel like the Attorney General can perform the role of the OSP, why did they create the OSP, the Office of the OSP at the same time? But because they realized that the Attorney General is under the is under the executive. It's that office is being appointed by the executive, and the executive is the president. The president and his cabinet. So you work under the executive. So in a way, you don't work as an independent body. And that is why the OSP is being created. But why then will you draft a law and then these two offices are conflicting? So with these people coming in, I feel like it's going to create vast
and a very objective.
Yes, exactly. And I'm sure they are going to look into it. This issue will not just slide. But I think there are more things that we'll get to know as the day progresses or as the day goes by. So I feel like, yeah, as you said, interesting days ahead.
Miss Regina.
Interesting days ahead. Asamo, might as well. So looking at the Office of the Special Prosecutor, it was basically set up to fight corruption. Yes. It was basically set up to fight corruption. And the Attorney General also, I would say, in a part, doesn't fight corruption, but investigates some of these issues. Now, the issue is, why would the Office of the Special Prosecutor go through all the stress of finding, how would I put it, making sure that his docket is complete. The docket has to do with all the investigations he has done so far, and the court ruling that, they should hand every part to the Attorney General, because the Office of the Special Prosecutor does not have that right to prosecute those cases. If they do that, the OSP's office is at risk. And I feel that is why the Imani, Arocha, and all these CSOs have come together to fight this cause. I believe if they weren't, or if they don't want to be involved, honestly, the fight against corruption, it would be a useless cause. So I think it's very important, and I'm very happy they've also involved or indulged themselves. That private man that went to petition it, he's also corrupt.
But I think,
because if you are not corrupt, allegedly.
But how is he? Why would you say that allegedly he's corrupt?
See, in as much as probably I'm not a lawyer, but I know that this is for a good cause. The office was set up for a good cause, and as a private petitioner, let me put it that way, private petitioner, if you have the interest of Ghana and the affairs of Ghana at heart, you wouldn't have petitioned this in the first place.
But it's now bringing to light that there's a flaw
exactly
with the existence of
so
the
if
office.
there is a flaw, there's always a saying that don't be a contributor to the problem.
I feel like what the man did,
in as much as he was trying to save himself, has actually brought to light all of this.
So I think he should rather be applauded.
Yeah,
I'm saying
in
that
my
because
opinion
even
too.
if he didn't do that, like imagine he didn't petition the OSP, we wouldn't get to know that this is what is going on. The OSP might not tell us, because all the time he kept saying his office is being intruded, and he's not telling us what at
exactly
all. Like,
what's the problem?
Yes. So right now it's like we are all open up to something, and this is it. There is a law, or because they've drafted a law that has the same thing that has to do with the Attorney General, it is something that is conflicting with his work. And so he cannot work as he's being mandated to do. So without this private, whatever he is,
petitioner,
it will be very difficult for us to know that this is what is going on. Because the OSP will never say it. Or we are intruding his office, but he's not saying anything. So I think this is the right call at the right time, and the right thing should be done.
The right thing should be done. It's a lot of work though, but I think we need to do the right thing as a country. Afenyo Markin's attack on Circuit Court Judge Unethical, GBA. The Ghana Bar Association has criticized comments made by Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo Markin against a Circuit Court judge handling the case involving Kwame Bafo. According to the GBA, the remarks made by the Minority Leader were unprofessional and unethical, especially considering his position as a senior lawyer and member of parliament. GBA spokesperson Sabia Kuji said the comments were inappropriate and did not reflect the standards expected from someone of Apenyomaken's status within the legal profession. The controversy began after Apenyomaken criticized the judge during a press conference following the continued remand of Abronye DC. The minority leader reportedly questioned the judge's competence, criticized the court's handling of the case, said he would continue to disrespect the judge until he upholds the law, challenged the judge to cite him for contempt. Reacting to the matter, the GBA said lawyers who disagree with court decisions should use proper legal channels, such as appeals, instead of publicly attacking judges. According to Mr. Kuji, Ghana's legal system already provides mechanisms for challenging judicial decisions through the appellate courts. He stressed that publicly attacking the competence or qualifications of a judge violates professional ethics and could undermine public confidence in the judiciary. The issue has sparked wider debates about respect for the judiciary, freedom of expression by politicians, professional conduct of lawyers in public office, the relationship between politics and the courts, and the case involving Abronye DC continues to attract public attention due to allegations linked to misinformation and offensive public statements. This is related to Abronye again and certain comments Apenyomaken made. He said he is going to continue to disrespect the Circuit Court 9, the judge over there, until he upholds the law. GBA, the Ghana Bar Association, has come to debunk that, to bash him as well, and called him to action. Apenyo, as a senior lawyer, if someone said that to you, would you be happy? Miss Regina?
I'm not sure he would be happy.
Never. His entire family members will come out to.
And in the first place, see, the way this law profession is very expensive and tedious, I believe it's high time they they vet the kind of people that want to be in the law profession. Because if truly Apenyomaken is a senior lawyer and he knows the consequences when you speak against a judge, I'm not sure he would have spoken that way. And with what I have here, questioning the excesses of a judge's pattern of conduct does not amount to an attack on his person. I cannot in a good conscience respect a judge who has no respect for the law. First off, you've insulted his personality by you are telling us that whatever condemnation or remarks you made is not in his person. Now, whose person is it? Me, my person, or your person? You are speaking, let's say you are speaking about Esinam. Esinam umbu adie. Esinam tison. Esinam hweneka kraka. Whose person? Is it not your person? Esinam, excuse me to say, does not know how to host well. She is biased. Whose person? Is it not your person? So, as a buffalo on so I'm really confused here. See, I'll use the word used to because I used to respect Apenyomaken. See, politics is a dirty game, but this is not politics. This is you damaging someone's reputation. I remember when this minority and majority issue popped up way back, and one is a city journalist called the minority leader. He was then the majority leader, but they said majority and they are no longer majority. And this journalist called the minority leader. Oh, this man gave it to him. And why would you call me a minority leader? You don't know your job. And so you quite spinning you, and you are damaging someone's reputation. I don't even know what judge or chain. On Suneka, on Pebe Bintina.
I say a friend for contempt of court.
See the disrespect, and he's also saying that the judge has no respect for the law. Apenyomaken himself doesn't have respect for the law, because if he has respect for the law, you wouldn't talk to a judge like that. Now I say sue for contempt of then what's a one sound call. When we talk of leadership is not only about the title, it entails a lot, and obviously Afenyo Makin is lacking that.
It's lacking that. It's way for us is NPP for you people. And do you know what is actually surprising? When he made those statements,
everyone is supporting him.
Everyone was actually clapping.
Yes.
I was like, which school did you go to?
Because it is his party.
No, like serious.
Which school
Bunch
did
of
they go to?
jokes.
I was
Yeah.
like, which school did you go to? Is that how you were trained?
Yeah, I think that is how we've degraded our politics to, you see, and it started in a bit. They do things and then we take it normal, we take it slightly, and then they double it up. And that is why we find ourselves here. Because tell me why you would tell a judge what to do. I mean, you clearly told a judge that he doesn't know his work. You are clearly putting things out. So imagine I have a court case, and then they told me that this same judge is coming to sit on my issue. What would I say? I'll be like, is it not the same judge that I was being told that's this blah 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 blah? Meanwhile, I've not even met the person before. The person have not dealt with my issue before, but because of what I heard, automatically I have it in mind that the judge is not a good judge. Then I'm dead before arrival. So I feel like it is bad. As a leader, you should even know how to as a leader, you should know when to communicate, how to communicate, and even how to construct your words. It's very, very important. Yesterday I saw an interview where this gaming commission CEO was saying that a minority leader is gradually losing respect. It's not gradually, he has lost it. You see, I don't back any of these parties, but then if you're talking about one of the minority or majority leader the MPP had, and that person was full of composure, you wouldn't or say Chami Bonsu. Or say Mensa Bonsu. That man was very demure. He knows when to speak. He knows when to put things into order. He doesn't even speak by heart. Like he talks with precision. That is him. And you had a lot of majority or minority leaders who occupied that same position. I think one thing we are refusing to understand is when you talk too much doesn't mean you are good. When you talk too much doesn't mean you are conveying sense into people. Talking too much sometimes means you are fooling yourself. You end up not even knowing what you are saying because you keep repeating yourself, and then you end up saying, you might start war, but then when you don't bring an end to it, you end up like destroying the whole thing. And that is what the minority, they are refusing to learn. And I'm quite surprised that we don't even have one sensible person in the party to tell them that what they are doing is wrong.
So far, we haven't heard anything from the, would I say, old members, calling them out. The older
No,
people.
even the older people are saying that they are refusing to come to them. We've had instances where the former president, John Ajekum Kufuor, said he's here, but he has never seen them coming to, and that is because they don't regard you. If you have an elderly person in the house, and then, I mean, there is a saying in proverb that if an elderly person climbs a tree, or no, he stands on the floor, what he can see,
What a child has seen.
you will climb a tree and you still not see it. So when you have an elderly person in the house and you are refusing to go to that elderly person for advice, automatically it means you don't regard the elderly person, you don't respect him, you feel like whatever he's saying wouldn't make sense to you, and that is it. And then when it happens like that, you end up fooling yourself. I don't know, maybe I don't know who is talking to them, but then I feel like they have it in mind that anytime they talk, anytime they banter issues and all that, that is when they get recognized, and that is when they are being seen. And it is not so. You end up fooling yourself.
Right. I think at this juncture, the NPP need guidance. Yeah. Well, we'll be looking a lot more into the petition the NPP sent to the diplomatic community on the second segment. Make sure you do well to stay. This is where we draw the curtains for the news review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Bringing you today in history on this day, President Lincoln proposes equal treatment of soldiers dependents. 1864, President Abraham Lincoln wrote to Senator Charles proposing that the widows and children of black soldiers receive equal pension and benefit treatment as their white counterparts. 1967, Soviets ratified treaty banning nuclear weapons from outer space. The Soviet Union formally ratified the Outer Space Treaty, officially joining the United States and the United Kingdom in banning nuclear weapons and other weapons of mass destruction from orbits and celestial bodies. To some few global observances, Plant Something Day encourages everyone to dig into the soil and plant a flower, herb, vegetable or tree. It aims to beautify surroundings, support local ecosystems, and boost environmental awareness. We also have Accounting Day, to recognize the essential contributions of accountants and CPAs in strengthening businesses and public trust. It is a day to appreciate the precision, integrity, and dedication these financial professionals bring to the workplace. Lastly, World Inflammatory Bowel Disease, to raise awareness for IBD. It advocates for the millions of people living with chronic digestive conditions like Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, while promoting support and breaking taboos surrounding the disease. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and some global observances of the day. Up next, we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. The Director of Field Operations for the United Party, Hobson Adoye, has called for a one-year ban on small-scale mining activities, arguing that the measure is necessary to allow Ghana's degraded lands and water bodies recover from the effect of illegal mining. Speaking in an interview, Mr. Adoye said Ghana must adopt more decisive measures to address the environmental destruction caused by galamsey activities, particularly within the small-scale mining firm. His comments follow a tragic incident in Bibiani, Ishaya Subekwai, where one person reportedly died and 6 others sustained injuries, further heightening concerns about the safety and impact of galamsey in affected communities. He also recounted a recent trip to Sunyani, where he said a pilot gave him an experience to observe the extent of environmental destruction caused by illegal mining from air. According to him, the area view revealed widespread devastation to farmlands and water bodies. He noted that the pilot explained how coordinate and area surveillance could help authorities identify and combat illegal mining sites more effectively. A suggestion is said underscores the need for stronger technological support in the fight against galamsey. Mr. Adoye acknowledged that although many people are searching for ways to make money, not every source of income should be pursued at the expense of the country's natural resources. He further emphasized that under the Ghanaian law, all minerals are vested in the state, and therefore the government must exercise stronger control over mining activities to safeguard national resources. He also proposed a complete suspension of small-scale mining activities for 1 year, while allowing large-scale illegal mining operations to continue under strict regulations in order to allow for environmental restriction. According to him, once the proposed moratoriums end, all small-scale miners, regardless of their existing license, should be required to reapply under stricter conditions. He said this would enable authorities to properly assess concession areas and prevent mining near water bodies and environmentally sensitive zones. He also called for increased use of helicopter belonging to the Ghana forces for continuous area surveillance of mining areas, arguing that such resources should be actively deployed rather than reserved mainly for official transport duties. He further linked illegal mining to rising insecurities in some communities, alleging that violent incidents, including the recent killings and injuries, could be addressed through better profiling of individuals involved in illegal mining activities. So, Mr. Hobson Adoye is calling for the ban of small-scale mining. Now, with the issue of illegal mining, I feel like we are not serious with the fight against galamsey. And it hurts anytime I see it here and then I speak about galamsey. Because we've spoken about this issue for far too long. And it is still in progress. Yesterday, they've arrested about 3 or 5 Chinese nationals on our water bodies. They were seen mining. Why do we arrest these people? We arrest them because after they've gotten that goal they want, they destroy the water. They destroy the forest reserves. You will be shocked to know that some people even mine in their homes, in their house. I don't know how they get to know that there is gold in here. Someone can just walk in here with a spiritual eye or whatever it is, and then they'll just, like, they can just think or assumed there is a gold here. Or maybe a family member will be like, oh, gone are the days when our late great grandparents said this house was built on gold. And then you see them digging. They don't care whether there are people, there are vulnerable kids who mistakenly fall into those pits. They don't care. All that they want is a piece of gold. And they are getting that piece of gold at the expense of destroying our waters, at the expense of destroying our forest. And we don't care. Some time back, they get hold of some people, and then there were instances where some political officials were like they should release them, and they sent them there. So it should tell you that we have politicians who are in illegal mining. Because if these people do not have strong hands or strong force that is backing them, they would have stopped this by now. But because the same authorities we report this incident to, the same authorities we run to in case of trouble, or the same authorities we run to for help, they're the same people involved in this. And just imagine, you are running to somebody to help you, and that person is responsible for the challenges you are facing. Are you not adding petrol to the fire? That is how it is. And so these same people that we run to for help, they are involved in it. So how can we solve it? We say illegal mining. We have small-scale mining, which we term are mining legally. They have the license, they have the permit. But for me, I feel like even the small scale miners are mining illegally. So why don't we just ban it? At least we have enough gold. Just 1 year. A person says here. If we ban small scale mining for 1 year, and then you need to reapply with stricter conditions. I'm not sure we even supervise and monitor this mining site. We don't. Because if we do, we would be able to get hold of these people. And you see, for me personally, I don't even trust those supervisors and people that are being designated to supervise this mining site. I don't trust them. Because everyone is corrupt. They will get there and they will take something. And so the info they're supposed to bring out there and to tell us how effective illegal mining is ongoing and how well it has destroyed our forests and our water bodies, they don't do it. We get to hear shallow info about whatever is going on. And then how do we expect to fight Galamsey with such a soft approach? This particular thing called Galamsey needs something harsher, something stricter. And it has to start from the top. If we feel like there are politicians who are engaged in illegal mining, we should start from them. We should use them as an scapegoat. And that is if we have evidence and facts to prove that this politician is sold into Galamsey, we arrest them. We set them as an example. But when we don't do that, we are just joking. We are joking. And I can boldly tell you that some of them are into it. Because we always say it. A common Galamseyer doesn't have money to be buying those chemicals to mine. And the more reason why the Galamsey work is so lucrative and attractive to them is that it pays well. The money they make in a day or in a week in that pit, it's more than, getting a genuine clean work. And so they will rather risk their life to make more money than to apply for a genuine clean work that will pay them not so much, but at least something that can sustain you. They don't want that. They don't want it. And sometimes I heard people say, oh, the government to create jobs, these people, so that they will get employees because they don't have anything to do. Trust me, we said there are no works, yes. And then the government needs to create more jobs because there are more people. Our population is increasing. But sometimes the job is there. But they don't. They want shortcut to make money. That is what they want to do. And sometimes I just feel like these people in this pit, these young boys in this pit, will know that whatever they are doing is deadly. It's like the gate of no return. You being in that pit, your chances of survival is 50-50. It's either you go in there and don't make it alive, or you go in there and then you make it alive. So what else do you want? There are instances where students, a child, I think a boy of 18 years or 70 years died in that pit without the parent even knowing that he's into Galamsey. So the dad said he has been sending him money and all that, not knowing this boy will go to school and then pack his things and be in the pit there. Unfortunately for him, one day it's carved in and he didn't make it alive. It was then his parents realized that their son is into Galamsey. That is some personal effect that you will face. Aside that, the people in that community. See, sometimes these people, they wish to talk, but who will they talk to? The person you are even complaining to. How show you that this person is a trusted person? Security officers are being deployed to this site. They end up taking money. They end up taking something from these people and then allow them to mine. So are we helping ourselves? We are not. We are not helping ourselves. Yes, it is true. We are all calling on the government. We want an end to Galamsey. We want an end, but we all have a role to play. Sincerely speaking, we have a role to play. The government have 90% of role to play, and we also have to take the 10%. The chiefs in this mining communities, what are they doing? Are they sleeping? Is it that they can't see what is going on, or because they've been taped? Because no foreigner will just go into one of these mining communities and start mining on their waters, start destroying their forests. It doesn't happen that way. If you come to the settings of Ghana, aside the president, the next command, aside the president, the vice president, and the speaker of parliament who are in command when the president is not around, the vice president is not around, we know that we have the speaker of parliament and we have other people. Aside these people, the next in command is our chiefs. And so we give them that maximum respect. So there is no way a foreigner can pave his way into a community, start destroying forests, start polluting waters because they need a piece of gold without the consent of the chief in that community. How is that possible? So you can't tell me that these chiefs, they are not aware. And you see, the fact that it looks as if this Galamsey issue is dying out, no one is talking about it again. And it's as if we've spoken about it for some time now. We are not seeing any improvement. And everybody is quiet. Till it starts hitting us so hard, we will wake up from our slumber. But by the time we realize that, it will be too late for us. It will be very, very late. And so this current administration, please don't forget that it was part of your policies. One of your topmost priority is to bring an end to Galamsey. You've completed 1.5 years of your term in government. You have like 1 year and Galamsey is still in progress. Just ask yourself this question. 2028 is just in a corner, and I bet you people will vote based on this. Thank you for making time with me on the Miss Grill.
Thank you so much, Mr. B, for that grill. And thank you too for joining us on the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news shortly, and right after the news, we'll be back. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up this morning, armed criminals want to lay down weapons as police expand crackdown. Mobile Money Advocacy Group urges police to sustain crackdown to protect agents. In politics, the New Patriotic Party Mampo executives allege party members behind disruptions in police station elections. Environmental Protection Authority shut down Mpoho mine over illegal Chinese labor and permit violations. Gaming Commission official says Afenyo Makin losing public respect over judicial comment. These and many others coming up your way shortly. The Ghana Police Service has issued a strong warning to criminal elements to surrender their weapons as it steps up operations to curb crime across the country. Inspector General of Police Christian Tete Yohonu said the service is ramping up efforts to track and arrest offenders. He stressed that protecting Ghanaians remains the core mandate of the police. The IGP made the remarks after receiving a citation from the Mobile Money Advocacy Group Ghana. The award recognizes leadership and the service's work in tackling crime, particularly those linked to mobile money fraud and other emerging threats. The police service said the intensified crackdown will involve increased patrols, intelligence-led operations, and collaboration with communities to identify and dismantle criminal networks.
The entire Ghana service, the last policeman in the remotest part of this country, I say thank you very much for the MOMAC group for this wonderful gesture. It is really surprising to us because we feel we are doing something small as our contribution to this country to ensure that the people of this country to enjoy peace, and then everybody can go about his or her normal duties without any hindrance. This is our pledge. This is our intention to make sure that Ghana remains safe. And so, what I would say is that I thank all my police personnel countrywide, those who are sacrificing day and night, the intelligence team, the operational teams, and then the men at various checkpoints who are now extra vigilant to make sure that they will ravel any crime that happens in this country. The high motivation among them that they have to sacrifice at the peril of their lives to make sure that we bring peace to Ghana. We are in the current stage of making sure that Ghana remains peaceful. And then we'll continue to rely on the support of the civilian public. They should continue to give us the information we need to enable us to deal ruthlessly with these criminal elements. We want to sound strong warning to the criminals wherever they are, that we will not give up in our endeavor to make sure that we protect Ghanaians in general. And so, for that matter, they should lay down their arms, they should stop committing crime, because whatever they do and wherever they hide, in this our modern day of policing, they can run but they cannot hide. All that we are saying is that to Ghanaians in general, if you are attacked by any criminal, whatever they want from you, just give it out to them. We don't want anybody to struggle with any criminal when the person confronts you anywhere. If it is your mobile phone he wants to take from you, let him take it. If it is your laptop he wants to take, let him take it. If it is your money he wants to take, your life is more precious than these petty items that they take from you. If you are driving your car, it is your car that the criminal said he wants, give it out to him. And let him know that he can take these things, but he cannot hide. Security will come after that person. And so for that matter, the lives of our people are so precious to us. We want to make sure that most of the unresolved crimes, we will unravel them and we'll make sure that all those criminal elements, they are brought to book to face justice.
In response, the president of the Mobile Money Advocacy Group Ghana, Edward Ofori Ajimain, has commended the Inspector General of Police and called on the Ghana Police Service to maintain its effort in arresting criminals targeting mobile money agents. According to him, the continued crackdown is necessary to safeguard agents who remain vulnerable to robberies and violent attacks while providing financial services across the country. The Mobile Money Advocacy Group represents thousands of agents nationwide and has consistently raised concerns over the safety risk associated with the business.
Okay, today's initiative, what brought us here is that we have seen the good work that Ghana Police Service is doing under the leadership of the IGP, Mr. Christian Tete Yohono, and the entire Ghana Police Service. They are doing very, very, very well. The intelligence things that they have put in place to curb these robbers who are worrying the citizens in the country, and then mobile money agents. We are happy for the good work. And for example, what happened last year in Kumasi, I think the police were able to arrest those criminals. And then just last month, what happened in Tema Committee 5? The police were able to, arrest and even kill these robbers who went and then shoot one mobile money vendor. And just recently, about a week or 2 weeks ago, a police officer was involved in robbery. And we recommend the IGP and Ghana Police Service for not even shield their own. If it were to be maybe different institution, the institution may try to protect their own. But we commend the IGP for a yeoman work, and for that we need to appreciate them, for them to also know that the good thing that they are doing, we are seeing it, and this has has brought more confidence in the Ghana Police Service, because we have trust and belief in them for this work that they have done, because they did not show their own. Then again, we presented a plaque and then a citation to congratulate the IGP and then the entire Ghana Police Service, and then we came out with some water for the police service. Whenever they go to work, they can drink to refresh their heart. Aside that, we want to plead on the IGP and the Ghana Police Service to strengthen their security the more. We know they are doing very well, but they should strengthen it more. And as IGP mentioned, he wants Ghana to be a peaceful country. He wants Ghana to be a peaceful country. So going forward, we are expecting that we will see more of such good work that they are doing to bring down these robbers. You know, it is very, very important that
some executives of the New Patriotic Party in the Mampo constituency, Ashanti region, have accused leading party members of facilitating disruptions during polling station elections held on Thursday, May 14th. According to the executives, only 75 out of 145 police stations were able to complete the process successfully. The remaining 70 stations are still outstanding after proceedings were interrupted. They alleged that some electoral materials were seized by thugs during the disturbances, preventing voting and collusion from proceeding in the affected areas. Constituency Secretary Alhaji Malik Ajay said there were also reported incidents of interference and attacks on security personnel deployed to maintain order. He called on the party's regional and national leadership to investigate the disruptions and hold those responsible to account. Meanwhile, the New Patriotic Party is yet to issue an official response to the allegations.
Fateful Thursday morning, when the officers to conduct elections have been dispatched, the polling station elections committee into the various committees, because in the constituency we had grouped it into 10. So we had 10 committees made up of a minimum of 3 persons to oversee the conduct of the polling station elections. They started with the police detailing 3 persons per each group, and every group, a constituency officer was also assigned to supervise the process at the designated areas, bearing in mind that we will not go or we will not exceed the number of polling stations as prescribed by the regulation, which should not be more than 25 per polling station, for which a polling station election committee to conduct. In our case, the highest that a committee was to conduct was 21. The process started on a very good news, only to be learned that first point of attack was T.I. Ahmadiyya GHS, where our brother Richard Asari, aka Apekom, in a mist of thugs, whom surprisingly are known NDC, had raided T.I. Ahmadiyya GHS, taking all electoral materials and then bolting away with those electoral materials. We thought that was going to be a one-stop shop distraction and a one-stop shop attempt to cause distraction of the electoral process. Little did we know that Apecom and his tax, that I have some of the names here. One gentleman, a known NDC gentleman called Obulu. Another gentleman, I'm told this morning, has been arrested, called Manaf, and another guy called Jalilu, together with others that I'm unable to provide all their names here, came there with 2 cars and a motorbike, moving from polling station to polling station, distracting the process. To some extent, the police were not spared. The police had to be assaulted, basically, when they attempted preventing them from disrupting the electoral process. Consequently, we also
The Environmental Protection Authority agency has shut down a mining site in the Mpoho district for operating without an environmental permit and illegally employing Chinese nationals for small-scale mining activities. Harrison Afu, Deputy Director of Mining at the Environmental Protection Authority, said the site belongs to Ansam Mensah, former District Chief Executive of Mpoho, and one Obed Osei. The closure was carried out during a nationwide compliance operation led by a fool in the district. According to the Environmental Protection Authority, the operation violated Ghana's mining and environmental regulations, which requires licensed operators to obtain valid environmental permit and restrict the use of foreign nationals in small-scale mining.
You are supposed to obtain an environmental permit before you commence any undertaking. And mining is also a type of an undertaking. So the law requires that before you even open the ground or clear vegetation, you are supposed to have the environmental permit. So currently we've directed the company to cease all operations and ensure that the necessary environmental approvals are obtained before they start. The laws also prescribe sanctions for people who commence mining activities before receiving the environmental permits. So we shall implement the sanctions prescribed under the law, and meaning that the company would be asked to pay some administrative fines. Another issue that we observed in terms of their operations is their underground dewatering. By best practice, you are not supposed to pump water directly from the underground operations into the external environment. The quality, as by one former DC of Mpoho and one Obed Osei, They are the owners. But then the sites, we could count a number of Chinese nationals on site. Apparently, they are the operators. So that is the information that we have for now. But this according to my Western Regional Office, the application that they submitted was for small-scale mining operations. If it's small-scale mining operations, the law doesn't allow foreign nationals to be undertaking small-scale mining operations. But as per what we've seen today, the scope of the project goes beyond small-scale. So even if we have to permit them, we will have to move them to the next level, which is going to be a medium scale. If they are operating, or if we give them permission to operate as a medium scale company, then you can use your foreign nationals. But if it's going to be operated as a small scale, you cannot. But as we see from what we've seen, there is no way we can permit this as a small scale operation.
Acting Deputy CEO of the Gaming Commission has criticized Minority Leader Alexander Penyumakin over recent remarks directed at a judge. He argued that public officials should exercise restraint when commenting on issues involving the judiciary. According to him, such remarks risk undermining confidence in court and the office of the Minority Leader.
Someone like the minority leader is not an ordinary lawyer, it's not an ordinary citizen. We have expectations, high expectations of him because he is the minority leader. He has been a lawyer for at least more than 20 years. He has been in private practice for a long time. He is held with a lot of respect. He leads the NPP in parliament. People look up to him. Young lawyers are looking up to him. Ordinary citizens are looking up to him. If he can go out there and attack a judge in the manner in which he did, it's most unfortunate, to say the least. He went so low, and I think that he is slowly losing his respect if he doesn't hold. I understand that he's having a challenge. He's having a challenge to remain relevant in the NPP, particularly when he went supporting Kenneth Japan and Ken didn't win the primaries. He's trying hard.
We don't know that from record.
I am telling you this as a matter of
evidence to suggest.
But as for the evidence of his supporting Ken, it is, you know it. You and I know it.
I don't know.
But he openly said it and gave reasons why he couldn't support anyone but Ken. And it was based on his friendship, his loyalty, and all that. That is fine. He is struggling so hard to catch the endorsement of Bawumia to keep him as minority leader. So he must at all times remain relevant. For a lawyer to descend so low to attack a judge, and not just a judgment. See, as lawyers, we are allowed to criticize judgment. We are allowed to speak about judgment. We are allowed to write on it. In fact, as a matter of fact, anytime a lawyer appeals against a judgment, it is a criticism of the judge's judgment. It's to say that the judgment is in error. It's to say the judgment does not comply with established principles of law. But to attack a judge, to call into question the judge's even qualification as a lawyer, to call into question whether the judge read the law, to call into question whether the judge passed his exams, it is the most lowest point that any person can go, particularly a lawyer of his standard.
In business, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Chinapor, has participated in an exclusive breakfast meeting organized by the National Petroleum Authority for chief executives and key stakeholders within Ghana's downstream petroleum sector. The engagement brought together industry leaders, regulators and government officials to discuss ongoing policy reforms, operational challenges and strategies aimed at strengthening the country's downstream petroleum industry. Addressing participants at the meeting, Mr. Jinapor commended stakeholders for their continued collaboration with government and their role in supporting stability and growth within the sector. According to the minister, the discussions reflected a shared commitment among industry players to build a more resilient, efficient and forward-looking downstream petroleum petroleum industry capable of supporting Ghana's broader economic development. He also reiterated government's commitment to working closely with stakeholders to implement reforms aimed at improving operational efficiency. The meeting forms part of broader effort by the National Petroleum Authority to deepen stakeholder engagement and strengthen collaboration within Ghana's petroleum downstream. This closer coordination between government and private sector operators will be critical as Ghana seeks to improve energy security, enhance regulatory efficiency, and position the downstream petroleum sector as a stronger contributor to economic growth. To sports, Western Regional Director of the National Sports Authority has revealed that the Boteman Sports Complex remains under the control of the Ministry of Sports and Recreation and not the National Sports Authority. His comment comes amid growing public scrutiny surrounding the current conditions of the utilization and the multi-purpose facility, which reportedly cost 145 million 86,557.54 to construct. The complex, built as part of preparations for the 2023 African Games hosted in Ghana, has recently generated debate over its management structure and long-term operational plans. Speaking in an interview, he dismissed suggestions that the National Sports Authority is responsible for running the facility, insisting the ministry has maintained control of the complex since its completion. Fleming further discussed that the National Sports Authority had already prepared operational and commercial plans aimed at maximizing the use of the facility, but those proposals are still awaiting approval from the ministry. According to him, reports and strategic proposals had been submitted through the National Sports Authority Director General to the ministry for consideration. The revelation adds another layer to ongoing discussions about the management and sustainability of major sports infrastructure developed for the African Games in 2023. In showbiz, the children of the late high life legend Charles Kojo Fosu, known as Daddy Lumba, says they are united in ensuring their father's legacy is honored correctly as plans begin for his 1-year anniversary. Speaking in a recent interview, Calvin Fosu, Daddy Lumba's first son, said all the siblings have reunited with a shared goal to protect and preserve the musician's legacy for future generations. He added that the upcoming anniversary will reflect the family's commitment to celebrating Daddy Lumba's life, achievement, and influence on Ghana's music industry. Lumba passed on July 26, 2025, after a brief illness. The late musician remains one of Ghana's most celebrated high life icons, with a catalogue of songs that continue to influence new generations of artists and fans. On global update, by the time health officials confirmed new Ebola infections in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, the total number of suspected cases meant the outbreak was one of the largest record last week. A series of challenges and missteps delayed detection. Two Congolese officials familiar with the response told Reuters, allowing the disease to spread undetected into rebel-held territory in the east and across the border to the capital of Uganda. Local funeral practices helped the virus spread before alarm was raised. Diagnostic tests in local laboratory were calibrated for the wrong strain of Ebola, with samples sent to Kinshasa were not stored properly, the officials said. Experts says the resulting delays risk hobbling effect to contain the outbreak, which the World Health Organization declared a public health emergency of international concern. The outbreak is centered in the northeastern province of Ituri, a remote part of Congo grappling with poor health infrastructure and armed conflict. The World Health Organization has so far reported 80 suspected deaths 8 laboratory confirmed cases and 246 suspected cases in Congo, though true number may be much higher. The first known patient delivered fever, vomiting, and died at a medical center in Banya, Itori's capital, on April 24th, Samuel Roger Kamba, Congo's health minister, told reporters on Sunday. Jean Perry Badombo, a former mayor of Mogwalu town, told Reuters there were an estimated 60 to 80 deaths in Mogwalu alone, with 6 to 7 deaths per day, prompting local officials to alert health authorities. The World Health Organization has said it was informed of unknown illness with high mortality in Mongwalu on May 5th, including 4 health workers who died within 4 days. Jean-Jacques Muyembe, director of Congo's National Institute for Biomedical Research, said local health officials in Ituri began taking samples for testing in Banya. Ebola fears grow in eastern Congo as Banya Hospital receives suspected cases. The laboratory there used testing cartridges specific to Z strain of Ebola, which is the strain behind 15 of Congo's previous Ebola outbreak, including 2018 to 2020 epidemic in the country's east that killed more than 2,200 people. The current outbreak is caused by the Bandiboyo strain, which last surfaced in Congo in 2012, and according to MSF has an estimated case mortality rate of 25 to 40%. The Banya laboratory lacks the genetic sequencing equipment needed to identify strains other than the Moyombe said, noting that only laboratories in Kinshasa and in the eastern city of Goma, which is under rebel control, can do that work. After the test in Banya came back negative for the strain, the laboratory set the samples aside rather than escalating them, Moyombe said. When the samples were finally sent to Kinshasa, the process was butchered. The specimens arrived at 17 degrees Celsius when they should have been kept at 4 degrees Celsius, he said. They were also shipped in microliter rather than millimeter quantities, limiting the number of tests IRNB could run, he said. Africa's top public health agency finally announced the outbreak on May 15th, and World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus made his declaration of a public health emergency the following day. To do so, he made the ruling personally without consulting an emergency committee of experts, the first time he has done so in the history of the international health regulations, the global rulebook for responding to disease outbreak. A committee is now being convened. An internal document sent by Reuters, the World Health Organization has lamented a critical 4-week detection gap between when the first known case started showing symptoms and laboratory confirmation of the outbreak. Living Bangali, senior health coordinator for the International Rescue Committee, said foreign aid cuts affecting Congo could be partly blamed. The cut also posed challenges as officials race to make up for the lost. And that's it on the morning news update. Do all to log on to all streaming platforms for more news stories. I am Deborah Dosu. Do have a good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com ghanatalks@ghana.co or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning to you once again, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Remember that you're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do well to send in your comments. We'll do well to read them back to you. Let's get interactive right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. I am your host, Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu, and sitting right here in the studios with me is two gallant gentlemen from the NPP and also a social commentator. And when I say a social commentator, you already know who I'm talking about. Right here in the studios, we have Mr. Abdul Mutalib, the NPP communications team member, and also we have Mr. Dubik Ganib Stephen, a social commentator. Good morning to you, gentlemen, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Good morning.
Ms. Apple, how are you doing?
The usual.
The usual?
Yes.
What is the usual?
We can't complain.
You can't complain.
Yes.
Oh. Well, what's happening?
We are even scared being here because we can be picked up by anybody.
Can you get closer to the microphone and talk a bit louder?
I'm saying we can even be picked up by somebody
here
after the program.
Why would you be picked up? Why would you be picked
even
up?
If we say that Dumso is back,
you might be picked up.
We might be picked up.
Oh, that's the only thing you can say, that you'll be picked up. I believe you don't say anything wrong, or if you don't pass out any false information, you shouldn't be in trouble, should you?
Even the Dumso is back. Is it false information?
Well,
Dumso is back. Is it false information? Somebody speak out because of that. So just pray that you are lucky and you are not picked up. Once they decide to choose your ways to be wrong, you have no option than to enter the detention room. So you can't complain.
Don't worry, everything will be fine.
Yo.
Mr. Dubik.
Yes.
Please, how are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine. Hope all is well.
I'm very good. Everything is fine. Your side?
Everything is fine. Hope the rain didn't disturb you.
Oh, it did. It did. But we are here. Once we are committed, there's no two ways about it. You come.
Oh, okay. It's good to have you in the
Thank
studios.
you.
You've already met your colleague panelists. Let me see.
I've already met my contact, my brother-in-law. So we are good.
We are good to go. He will buy a lot of bottles of beer before we leave here.
Unfortunately, I don't drink beer.
But are you buying for yourself?
But you are marrying my sister and you are asking me to sign buy for you.
You are rather buying my sister.
So which of your sisters?
All right. People look for trouble for me. Who sent me to go and say it? That's fine. Before we get into the main issue for discussion this morning, there's a topical issue trending, and this actually has to do with the minority leader Alexander Afenyo Markin, pertaining a comment he made about a particular judge. And seen in the news this morning, a couple of communicators are saying that they are behind him. They support the kind of comments he actually made, and we've seen the GBA to come out to, caution him that seeing him as a senior lawyer, giving out such comments and saying those words were actually unethical. Mr. Mutalib, looking at the comments Afenyo Markin said, that he is going to continue disrespecting a particular judge, and you people say that you are in support of that. How do you feel about that? Saying that publicly, that you're actually going to disrespect somebody, and just not the individual, but this actually means that you are disrespecting a whole institution.
How do you feel?
How do you feel about it? Do you feel good about it?
Do we just say you want to...
Because I thought
did
that...
Did he just say you want to disrespect somebody,
He said that. He said he's going to disrespect that judge.
Before I start, I would like to say a very good morning to you and then our cherished listeners. And also a very good morning to my akunta, Mr. Stephen, for making time to be here, because I understand, even though there is some inside their party.
He said, whose party?
Leave him.
Are you an NDC commentator?
Leave him.
In the NDC. So, well, it's just a pretense. I know if you come here,
it's okay.
We always come MPP NDC.
Oh, Mr. Dubik, is there something I'm missing out?
It's okay, let him.
Did you share the flyer? Maybe I didn't get hold of the flyer.
If somebody comes in the name of commentator, and then commentators are NDC commentators.
But wait, so let me ask you. Let me ask you a very objective. How are social commentators actually expected to communicate?
People come, even journalists. Even journalists pretend to be neutral, but they are NDC journalists. They are
really?
MPP journalists. Look at the Cocoa Board CEO. He pretended he was a neutral individual when he grabbed the juicy. Look at Professor Jambo of UTAX as a secretary. He pretended as a neutral individual. What happened? So please let's continue the conversation, since he's here to represent the governing the governing National Democratic Congress.
Okay. Let him continue.
Yes, I think I'm fair to go in that direction.
Oh, no, never mind. Never mind.
But I must say that Afenyo Markin's Honorable has not, out of deliberate disrespect, to say that he wants to, or he will continue to disrespect a particular judge. But he said he will continue to do that until the person uphold the rule of law. So what it simply means is that the conduct of the person doesn't, as a judge, doesn't uphold the rule of law as he is mandated to be.
But was that the right tangent he should have actually went on?
Yes.
But if you have a problem with it,
when you deliberately take an action that at the detriment of the integrity of your institution, individuals who are associated to that institution have the right to say that you have lost your own respect, and then you don't deserve to earn one from them. So for that reason, if Honorable Afenyo Markins, the leader, decides to say that until this individual holds the rule of law, he will continue to disrespect the person, and the party support it. That is true. In fact, we even expect that the journalist, yourself and your colleagues, should join to disrespect such individuals, so that it doesn't continue until he or she decide to say that, okay, I will uphold to the rule of what? Law. And if that is done, it will serve as a what's the name? Deterrent to the other judges who are in the institution, so that you don't just get up one day and choose your own attitude to play at the rule of court, and then thinking that somebody will applaud you for that, except individuals that it is benefiting. So for me, look, if the judge thinks that he needs respect, the best he has to do is to uphold the rule of law.
But you know that
example.
You
and
can.
Don't let us forget, this is not the first time somebody is supposed, let me use the word, disrespecting or using some kind of words that are not pleasing on the judge. This is not the first time. So if today you see it wrong, why was it right yesterday? Didn't they call the former Chief Justice as MPP Women's Organizer? What kind of names a bench of MPP commentators, a bench of what and what judges, like all sort of words were used on judges by the current government. Ghana Bar Association was there. What did they say about it? They sat aloof. So only for Honorable Afenyo Markins to say that no, you don't deny somebody your court ruling, go and detain the person for about 5 days, or in fact indefinite. It was indefinite until the report is out. He was supposed to be at the detention room.
Mr. Abdul, what happens?
And it doesn't happen like that.
Mr. Abdul, I'll give you all the time you need. But first off, let me ask this question: what happens to going for an appeal if you are not, if you don't find the judge's decision favorable?
Good. So
why don't you go for an appeal?
But do you know that you don't persecute? Did you know that you don't persecute until the verdict is given? The judge wasn't ready with his own ruling.
Right. I'll come back.
So if you are going for appeal and you don't have the ruling, what are you going to use for the appeal?
Right. Mr. Dubik, you happen to be a law person, so I believe you give us more insight on this particular issue. Looking at the comments Afenyo Markin made, what do you make of it? Was that the right procedure to actually use, calling the judge out?
Let me talk. They say I'm an NDC communicator, so let me communicate for NDC this morning. And that's what he said. That's what he said. So I'm going to do just that.
I said it.
You know, that's not what I'm going to do. But whatever I do, whatever I say, he already had that perception before he came here. He has never met me on any show, but even before sitting here, he assumed that is what I'm going to do. But let me tell you something. There's nothing like neutrality in this world.
Mm-hmm.
It is objectivity. If you decide to be neutral, you might be wrong. You will be wrong. No, you might be. If he starts, because he's stronger than you, if he starts slapping you here without you doing anything, and I sit quietly, I'm neutral, I won't say anything. Am I being fair to you?
Mm-mm.
I have to say the truth. And if I tell him the truth, that, hey, bro, what you're doing, at that instant, I'm speaking on your behalf. Am I being neutral or objective? I'm being objective, not neutral. So that point established. Let's continue with the issues. You see, I find it weird, very weird, that Afenyo Markin, an astute lawyer, would come out and say the things that he said. Granted that the judge was wrong, why do we have appeal? Why do we have appeal? If you say the judge's conduct over a period of time has been inconsistent with the law, what do? You have processes that you have to follow, including petitioning the Chief Justice on the conduct of the said judge.
Right. Before you continue, he made mention that the judge hasn't given judgment yet or prosecuted the case. So how then does he give an appeal?
He made a determination on the bail processes. You can go to a higher court or return back to that same judge to review the bill. The determination was not on the case. What we are talking about is not the final verdict on the case. It is on the bill, right? And you see, one thing that we forget about bail is that it is discretionary. There's no law that tells the judge how to grant bail. But we have conditions that will make the judge must consider when he's granting bail. One of those conditions is whether you're a flight risk, whether you have the tendencies to interfere with the investigation that is going on, or you are going to repeat the crime that they are prosecuting you for. And this is the second time Abronye has appeared in front of that judge on that similar case.
So it was right for the judge to hold him.
If I were to be the judge, I would have remanded Abronye. If you think that as a lawyer, if you think that what the judge has done is wrong, what you do is that you go for an appeal. Let's read something. My brother here made instances about people calling, the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, a woman organizer. Let's listen to what Afenyo Markin said when they were calling him that. Yeah. Stop slamming the court. Majority cautions the minority. Let me go and find the quotation for you.
Yeah.
The deputy majority leader, Afenyo Markin, said, "It is incumbent upon us to respect the decision of our court. Mm-hmm. If we are not ready to accept their decision, then we shouldn't run to them. But once we run to them and they deliver their decisions, we should take it as a bitter pill or sweet chocolate, because that decision could be an authority for your own case in future." He said, "Our colleagues are not principled enough. They always want to operate on the basis of convenience. And when they lose their attempt to bring down the whole structure, that is not good for good governance. The NDC must learn to accept defeat graciously. When they lose, they should accept it. When we must respect the decisions of the bench." That is Afenyo Markin speaking. I can bring another article. I'll do just that.
Yeah, I think
I'll do just that. Just a second, huh?
Yeah. So, Mr. Mutalib.
And the second one is graphiconline.com. Afenyo Markin, Babin must respect the Supreme Court ruling. Do I need to quote again? Do I need to quote? If you need me to quote, I can quote. You see, we have condoned certain things in this country, and then it is undermining our democracy. Democracy, I said at that time, is not the absence of law. Democracy is not the absence of law. Democracy, the fundamental structure of democracy is founded on laws. Democracy without law can never be democracy. The act that they are using to prosecute Abronye today, that you people are screaming about, when was that act introduced? When did it pass? In 2008. You people were in government. You people introduced that act. So you thought it was a bad law. Why did you introduce it? You people thought it was a bad law. Why did you introduce it? Today, that same act is going after you, and you have Electronic Communication Act 2008 at 775. It was introduced under Kufuor's regime. You had opportunity to be in government for 8 years. You arrested people based on this same act. Prosecuted some of them. There's one NDC communicator who is 10 years based on this same act. Something Ibrahim. Bobi Ansan was arrested on the same act.
Yeah.
People demonstrated in this country against Galamsey and they were arrested. They were 54 in number.
Captain Smart is equally part.
What do you guys even take Ghanaians for?
Right, Mr. The Big, you're already on the issue, so let me just introduce it, then we hit on it. So the New Patriotic Party has formally petitioned members of the diplomatic community in Ghana over what it described as political persecution, suppression of dissent, and democratic backsliding under the government of President John Dramani Mahama. The development has generated significant political debate across major Ghanaian media platforms, and I think yesterday we saw that. We heard from Nanabi, Mustafa Salam, and the rest. I'll come to you, Mr. Abdul.
Okay.
What actually prompted that, and why did you decide to petition the diplomatic community?
All right. Thank you very much once again. I think to the statements my senior brother made, there has been some sort for of understanding of the challenge the NPP is facing as far as his presentation is concerned. The NPP has never said that the decision of the court is what we are against. The NPP is only saying that we as a party, we have not seen why you have not concluded on the bill issues. You are not ready with your own statement, and then you are putting someone on detention. We've not said that. Look, if there is anybody who is guilty of anything, that the person is NPP member and then persecuted, we have no problem with that. Once it is followed due process and then the person is a victim and then persecuted, fair enough. But you see, you don't mix the decision of individual or a group of individuals to say that they would disrespect a particular judge for his or inactions in executing his duties, as in a case of saying that you are respecting a particular rule of law.
I'm kind of like a bit lost. I'm not getting you.
For example, what I'm saying is that if NPP says that we are going to disrespect a particular judge because you don't say one, you are not ready with your rulings, and then you are detaining a particular supposed victim on a crime, right? And then you want to say that because we are saying we will disrespect such individual, it means we are saying that we disrespect the decision of court. Was it the final case that was made?
But why is
that wasn't the final case? You see, so these are complete different. Even in that case, if granted that what he's saying is true, but not admitting, why is it that there is such selective justice application in this country?
And do you know anyone who has
recently
falls under
Kevin
that
Taylor
category?
Recently, Kevin Taylor.
What is his issue?
I'm saying that recently, Kevin Taylor has consistently been spewing insults on the former president, John Ajakunkufu. Where they are today, he has sat there, and that in fact he left a very monumental legacy. In fact, is due to His Excellency John Ajakunkufu's one of the legacies that you are here expressing your view. That is why most of the media people are now having the freedom to sit on air and insult politicians. Go free. In fact, Kevin Taylor, it is because of the good work of former President Ajakunkufu that he can sit on media houses and insult people, get up and go free. Nothing will happen to him. And most of you, that's what you are doing now. Even before today, you were insulting President Nanado left, right, center, and that has even granted some people, some of your colleagues, appointment under this government. But you see, what we are saying is that if Mr. A has done something wrong, and then similar thing is done by Mr. B, it should be wrong. You shouldn't say that. So, look, we were here. were here, when what's the name? The current YACU, Malik Basintali, was moving up and down, insulting Dr. Mahmoud Baumia as a Muslim who eats pork, and even did a whole lot of images describing it.
So why?
But because we believe in the what's it, freedom of speech. We believe in freedom of speech.
So was that a choice by your government?
I'm coming. Let me tell you something. There are so many NDC people who have committed a whole lot of what NDC described as offense, insulting people on social media, including some of their appointees. In fact, the president himself has ever insulted the former president and his entire tribe as Achem Sakawa people.
Well,
what did they say about it?
Mr. Abdul, let's move into the petition.
Yes, but you question about the petition.
Yes.
We're asking.
You were actually reacting to his comment he made earlier. So let's speak on the petition.
Maybe you were not listening.
I was actually listening to you.
I just made a statement that he tried to merge. I just made a statement. The reaction that was on his submission was that he trying to merge the decision of Afenyo Markins not to respect the judge, because he believed that the judge is not living up to expectation, is different from disrespecting the rule of court.
Okay.
Or the decision of court. That's what I reacted on.
Yeah.
And I'm citing that there are enough reasons why the MPP is petitioning diplomatic call for them to, in fact, meet President Mahama and then inform him about some things that he need to stay away from.
But have we exhausted all the bodies here for you to go up to that level to diplomatic community?
Which bodies again?
We have the CSOs. Don't we have them?
What are they doing? What are they doing? Since it started, have you heard any of them coming out to speak?
So what is the diplomatic community expected to do? What do you want
so
them
I'm
to
saying,
do?
you see, I'm lacing a point. Let me finish laying my distant foundations and then come to conclusion. There are several instances where the NDC aligned individuals are fond of insulting MPP like former leaders, and nothing is done to them. Just as I cited, Kelvin Taylor insulting the former president. Is it not a Ghanaian? Or they cannot arrest him. He cannot be picked by the what is his name? The Yoko and then their courts. That can be done. Look, this Adenta Kwame was picked for free speech. This there was this Sepokwasi. He was picked for just speaking out his view. And then today, Abronya, this is the second time he's been picked. In fact, David, for just saying that Dumsa is back, he was picked. What about individual who is insulting people left, right, center, and nothing is done?
Right.
So for me, what you are saying is that if you think that COS is right or are the right people that we are supposed to run to, we are saying that even that confidence in the COS has also lost, because, for example, he mentioned about Galamsey. What those COs that came out and then they were jumping here and there that they should declare state of emergency during Akufo-Addo's time, where are they now? Galamsey is escalating. They are not talking. In fact, even when one of the former these things came out, the pastors came out to speak, and then that lady insulted him. None of the CEOs members came out to speak on the subject matter.
Right.
He is so, this woman, the former, sorry, the current regional minister for Greater Accra region, insulted Northerners. What did they say about it?
What she said that she was going to post.
It was an insult. Am I the one who was saying it?
Right, Mr. Abdul, I'll come back to you. Before I go to Mr. Dubig, let's read what the petition actually entails. NPP petition diplomatic community to monitor the situation, to reaffirm freedom of expression importance, engage government on persecution against opposition, cessation of arrests, encourage state institutions to be neutral, and also support safeguarding democratic accountability. So this is what the petition entails. Mr. Dubig, what do you have to say about this petition and what actually prompted them to go up to that level?
It's funny. Very, very funny. And a very useless exercise, I must say.
Language.
If it is useless, it is useless.
You can use irrelevant.
No, I can't. It is very useless. Do you know why it's useless? Ghana is a sovereign state governed by our own laws. It doesn't matter who you petition. Our laws is what will remain supreme. You see, it is wrecking mindset, like a mindset of a wrecker, somebody who wants to wreck things, who will do what the NPP has did yesterday. And it is their traditional. That's how they have been. It is Ghanaians who don't know them. That's how the NPP has always been. When Nkrumah was fighting for independence, they wrote a letter to the Queen. Their grandfathers wrote a letter to the Queen, telling the Queen that we are not ready for independence.
NPP.
Yes, UGCC is the tradition of the NPP today. Somebody should come and tell me I'm a liar. They call themselves Buzia Dankwa Dombo tradition.
Did they give any reason as to why we were not ready?
They said we were not ready. They should continue to govern us. But
that was the reason they gave.
Like by now, South Africa and independence 1994. That is the mindset MPP people have, and they've not abandoned that mindset. When they thought Bank of Ghana had made losses, Amin and Adam, who is a member of parliament in a sovereign state like Ghana, who has all the tools available to drag the Bank of Ghana and governor, the Minister of Finance to Parliament and ask him questions, decided to abandon that responsibility and write to the IMF. When Abronye was remanded, instead of going for an appeal in a sovereign state like Ghana, they abandoned that position and ran to a diplomatic corps. So, am I not right to say that's how they've been using the Kwame Nkrumah's time example? They are nation wreckers. And if I say this and because of that you think I'm an NDC person, fine, call me an NDC person. But the challenge I have with that kind of attitude is that, you see, whatever we do in this country, however we do it, once we decide to bring international diplomatic corps in, it affects the country and how investors will even see the country.
So that's one.
If you people are not in government, if NPP is not in government, everything should burn. That is the attitude though. This attitude, that's what it's telling me. Say NPP nearby mu or mining nani mutu because NPP nearby mu. You cannot build a nation like that. You cannot be a leader thinking like that. And you see, the standards of leadership in the NPP should be worrying to my brother. Do you think Chairman Sabon will make the statement that Afenyomaki made? Do you think Chairman Sabon, as a minority leader or a majority leader, will make the kind of statement that Afenyomaki made? What about E.T. Mensah? Will he make that statement? Well, look at the what do you call it? The minority leaders, the leaders of parliament of the NPP. Look at them. Compare their past statement when issues like this arose and compare it to what Afenyomaki did. Suban we a mamboy for Suban. We are not supposed to condone it. If you have a problem with how freedom of speech, the right of individuals are handled in the country, where do you go? You go to the country's court. What has changed at the court? This what do you call it? Judge that they keep criticizing, calling him an NDC person. Who brought that judge? Under your regime, that is when the judge became a judge in this country. You see, when you started talking, you said what was wrong yesterday. If we criticize it yesterday, we should criticize it today. You understand? But you see, Afenyo Markin was against this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
If anybody else had said this, I wouldn't have a problem. Oh. But Afenyo Markin himself was against this kind of behavior, and he made his point known. He didn't hide it. He admonished the NDC to accept defeat graciously. So why is he not doing same? Is he above the law? Are the MPP folks above the law? The 15 people that were arrested, the 54 people who were arrested for doing demonstration, remanded for doing demonstration, are the lives of Abronya better than them? Somebody went and posted, if this doesn't happen, I'll do a coup myself. The next day he was arrested at the airport. Oliver Bakavomao. Under the same act that is prosecuting you people, under the same act, publication of false news, the Communication Act 2008. That's the same law that was used to prosecute what do you call it? That it was part of the count. Do you remember the police officer called Agbojo? No. He was arrested, nearly being part of a WhatsApp group that he shared his views and opinion in. Later, you people accused them for plotting a coup. When you ransacked their homes, what you found was a small knife and things. Do we use that to commit coup in this country? Yet you people come and you think that with this holier than thou attitude, let us petition the diplomatic corps. What would they do? America has Guantanamo Bay. They had it. Do you know what Guantanamo Bay does? What it does is that once Americans suspect that you are a terrorist, they will arrest you without prosecuting you. They will go and put you there and start torturing you. These are the people you are telling them to come and fight for you when it comes to human rights. These are the people you are writing to come and help you when it comes to human rights. The guy that was killed, the guy the police killed. What is his name? There's this guy who got arrested. The policeman knelt on his neck and he died. I've forgotten his name. George Floyd. You people are writing to us. You are writing to a country that violates human rights. That they should come and help you fight human rights. You've been speaking for all this man. Have you been arrested? Have you been petitioned? Have you been invited? When you go on radio, say things that will make them call you. But if you come on radio and throw tantrums, say things that will make them arrest you, they will arrest you. And when they go, that same law you people proposed and enacted are going to be the same law that they will use against you. When you guys were enacting that law, when you were enacting that law in 2000, let me tell you something. The criminal libel law that you people say Kufuor helped in doing it. You see, ask if you have any contact to Kwesi Pratt, ask him. When they started that, Kufuor was against it until they were able to convince him. So after that law was repealed, his action, the next act was to introduce the Act 2008, the one I'm talking about, the Communication Act. So you can't sit here and tell me that, oh, NDC people are that, NDC people are that, and turn around and you've done the same things in the past, and you want me to come and then speak for you. I wouldn't do that. Right. If you people think that that law is a bad law, we have what do you call it, private members bill. Afenyo Markin, if he disagrees with this law, he should go to parliament and propose a law to what do you call it, cancel this law, take it off our books. But if that is not done, I'm afraid you don't have any moral right to say the laws on our books shouldn't be applied. If we had decided that, you see, we condone Afenyo Markin for a very long time in this country and he's misbehaving. When just type what do you call it? No, I'm coming. Just type Afenyo Markin leak audio. on Google and you see the leak tape that it will give you. He slapped the policeman. It didn't go anywhere. Where did it go? He is having a contempt case in Parliament. What is the progress of that case? So he can say, and he can sit in a press conference, say whatever he wants to say, and say that if you like, cite me for contempt. What kind of attitude is this?
Right, Mr. Abdul.
Yes.
Under your regime, we equally saw cases where people were picked up. We have Salamatu Mohammed, the mother of 4, and her deed was that she recorded and circulated a video on social media expressing severe frustration over economic hardship in Ghana. And we have Kwame Ansa. She made a comment pertaining against an allegation against First Lady Rebecca Ekufuado and Second Lady Semira Baumia. He alleged on air that they had illegally grabbed and a state land, aviation lands near the Kotoka International Airport, and it claimed that she was using the stolen land to build projects for her private NGO. We also have the likes of Captain Smart, who was equally also picked. How different is this? I believe you pick all those people up due to misinformation and certain comment they made that they couldn't prove. How different is that from what is happening now?
Completely different. We're not being selective.
How different is it?
We're not being selective. You see, my senior brother, I just like the way he has actually done a good job for his party and EC. But the funny thing is that he's just trying to portray as though NDC is in a good position that MPP has never been perfect for that matter. Under which democracy will you sit down and allow somebody who says that, who make pronouncement that he is going to lead the organization for a coup to continue to rule in the country? Under which serious democracy? You see, this, what we are saying is that if NDC aligned individuals have done A, B, C, D, and then you are not saying anything about it, but anybody who speaks that it doesn't favor you, you go after that person. It's selective justice application. And you are talking about why don't we sort for this appeal and then exhaust all the legal processes in the country before going to the diplomatic corps for what intervention that we needed. Let me tell you something. You see, this country, the whole system of judiciary has been massaged and then thoroughized. There is thoroughly attack on our democracy.
In what sense?
And in what sense? Look at the manner in which they remove the Chief Justice.
How did they remove her?
Oh, look at them. I'm just happy that the ECOWAS court is.
They are still pursuing that case.
Setting a date to make final declaration or determination of the case. But you see, after you are done with this, then you find a way of identify your old judges and then putting them at certain places to pursue your interests. And you say that we shouldn't talk. Do you want to say that because the judge was recruited under our government, under our regime, it doesn't make him or her the NDC member? Do you want to say that all the Ghanaians who got opportunity to serve in the various offices in this country were MPP members? Were not NDC members? So do you want to say that if tomorrow?
But how would you tell?
So what we are saying is that the actions of the judge is demonstrating to us that clearly he's an NDC judge, and we are not wrong, because if somebody said yesterday that the Chief Justice was a woman organizer of MPP and the person wasn't wrong, we are not wrong to say that the judge is pure NDC.
Mr. Abdul, wait.
But you see,
wait, I'm coming. I'll give you time. No, listen, I'll give you time. So that means, so if you are saying that, looking at how the whole thing is going, that means that that particular judge there is an NDC judge. Does that mean that all the people who were also arrested during your tenure and sent to court, they were also NPP judges? Is that what you are insinuating?
What was the listen?
For
Their offense.
For fake news.
What was their offense?
For publishing fake news.
What was the news they said? Like, what was the news?
I
for example,
if
somebody call you a thief, for example, if somebody call you a thief, if somebody call you a thief, the magnitude of that comment is different, is far different from somebody saying that Dusa is back, and you are picking out that person.
So what
Can
about
you compare
the
the two?
What about the comments Abronya also made?
What was the comment he made?
That the judge is a politician.
So
and biased.
Good. That is his feelings. Does it mean that if somebody say that you are okay, if I come here to say that you are a biased a journalist,
you have to prove it.
I mean, if I say that, and then somebody also tells you that you are a thief, which of them will be more heavier? So please, let's.
So are you just opposing it with the weight of
the weight?
Deed
the weight
person has actually.
The weight is important.
So looking at
otherwise
issue,
you don't say that because Abronya said, oh, a judge is biased and politically affiliated to a particular political party, makes like it's enough for him to be detained in a detention room or in a cell for almost 5 days. In fact, unlimited days until the case is ready. The ruling is ready. He spoke about Afenyo Markin's conduct and then contempt cases. He dare you that if you think that you can cite him for contempt, you do that. Right. It's not all force. You just want to. You see the man. You just want to just intimidate him. But he knows what he's talking about. He knows what exactly whatever Honorable Afenyo Markin says. He knows exactly what he's saying. So you the NDC people cannot come and tell him what to do. But for anything, for any reason, all the legal institutions have been politicized by this government. So what is the essence? What is the essence for you saying that I'm fighting with you and then I'm sending you to your good friend to make determination for me when I know clearly he's going to say that you are right, even when he doesn't even know the causer of our fight. So for me, it is fair for somebody to say that, oh, I'm seeking international intervention. It's to protect our human rights. You are saying that these people doesn't support human. You, the NDC, how many people human rights have they protected? Even the Chief Justice human rights, did they respected it? Their own Chief Justice, the Chief Justice of this nation, when they came, what did they do to the woman? They vilified and then bastardize the woman and sacked the woman like a football match that you are doing substitution.
So the investigations that were conducted were all like a football.
Ask her about James.
About
what do Charlotte say? Ask her about Charlotte say.
Which Charlotte say?
Are you asking me which Charlotte say? I don't know Charlotte say in this country.
What was that the process, the medium? Was that how we got her out of office?
How did you get her out of office?
That such a disgraceful way.
How did you get her out of office? Explain to Ghanaians how you got Charlotte out of office.
Let me tell you something. You see, for MPP as we are saying that as far as the democracy of this country is concerned, we have made a lot of progress in ensuring that there is free speech. Most of you journalists today, maybe some of you are not aware, you are happy, you speak anyhow on your media houses, and then you have no fear in you because of the respect MPP government has for media, because we came and repealed the Criminal Libel Act. And then even when we came, in fact, the reasons for which some people were still picked up under the MPP government initially was because of section 274, 207 and then 208 of the act. But what did Nana do about it? He finally repealed it. So why will you still come to say that that was the basic reason for which those people were picked? Because that section was still functioning. So if it was functioning and then they arrested people because of that, and then it has been repealed, Why are you still exercising such actions?
So let me read this from one of your party members before you continue, please. This is from Henry Nanabwache Thompson. Thompson of Asempa must be arrested. Asepa.
Yes.
Sorry. Thompson of Asepa must be arrested immediately. Fake news is punishable under.
He's not ready to talk about that.
It's punishable under the Ghanaian
I'm not sure
law.
he's not ready.
Yes.
To talk
What
about
about that? Because he called for.
When
his
did he say
arrest.
that?
That was in January 2022.
So I'm saying that before we left office, we repealed the section 207 and 208 of the criminal libel part.
When was that? In what year?
I'm saying before we left, check whether it is still there in
No,
in
you
the,
should
in
give
the
us
constitution.
the fact. Give us the facts
No, but
on your phone.
what
you're saying is allegation. No.
When I came, I was happy she introduced you as a law expert or maybe a student or something like that. But you spoke throughout. You never mentioned any article that permits this government to be doing this judge to do what he did.
Okay.
You didn't read.
So what are you telling me? I didn't mention. I'm coming. I won't allow my integrity to be impugned. I mentioned the Electronic Communication Act 2008, and based on that, that is where they are prosecuting you guys for fake news. When did you repeal that law?
I'm saying that.
When did you repeal that law?
You see,
the electronic communication.
It's not a picking of the people.
The electronic
I'm telling you that you stated that the action of the judge was right. Under which constitutional right did the judge has to exercise their powers? You didn't state it. You defended it without stating it. I'm not saying that if somebody offend, it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to leave the person to go. But the actions of the judge asking the person to be detained, and he doesn't know when to be ready with the his ruling, is where the problem comes.
Right.
Do you think that if he was granted the bill, and then maybe they sent him to court and finally he's persecuted, we'll be complaining like this?
Right.
And this is consistently trying to intimidate MPP members, and we will never allow that, because look at what they did to.
I'll come back to you. Okay.
Untumi, they were shouting that they arrested him because of Galamsey. Today they are not coming out to say that.
Force. I'll be back. Let me speak to Mr. Dubig.
Now they are not talking about fraud. Right. Which people are fraudsters than NDC? Mr.
Dubig, how different is what happened under the previous administration from now? And then he mentioned Kelvin Taylor also insulting and also passing certain comments. Why hasn't he also been picked up? Well, how different is his situation from the likes of those that have been picked up as well?
Can I rebut?
I'll give you 1 minute.
To rebut?
Yeah, it's part of your time, so how you use it. But you have to answer my question.
You see, we can do whatever we want when we come to sit here. But impugning on each other's integrity is something that I will not tolerate. You understand? When you were talking, she asked you a specific question about how Asepa, Mensah Thompson, was arrested and who ordered that arrest. You cowardly decided to leave that aspect out and attack my integrity by telling me that I didn't quote any law provision when I did quote the Communications Act. Electronic.
Please allow him to speak.
No. Did you tell him to allow me when I was speaking? No, please.
Let him.
You see, I don't disrespect people anyhow. You quoted the act, citing that was the reason why they are picking individuals they are picking today.
Did you?
Granted.
Have you read? I'm
asking you.
No. Have you read
under what act of Ghanaian Constitution that? Because I am not a law student. You are.
How did you know I'm a law student?
He introduced you. If you were not, you should have disclaimed it. She mentioned
didn't
that you are a law what and what.
She didn't.
If you have not studied law, how can you?
I can.
If you have not studied law, how can you be law?
I'm coming. If I've studied law and I'm no more in the law school, can you tell me I'm a law student?
No. Do you know there's a space? I'm coming. Do you know there's a space? I'm coming. Do you know there's a space?
I'm saying that
being a law student and not being a lawyer.
I'm saying that
there's a
law student or law expert.
Right.
That's what I'm
So
saying that under which act the Ghanaian constitution? That's the part I'm asking you for.
Are you done?
Simple.
Okay.
So you sat here. You sat here and made false claims.
Let's listen to
you. Sat here and made false claims saying a law was repealed. We repeat that law. So there's no law. I cited the Electronic Communications Act to you, 2008. Have you read that law to tell me that there's no any provisions in that law that says we shouldn't arrest anybody for fake publications? Have you read it? So based on when are you telling me that I didn't cite a law? The law I even cited, you've not read it. To rebut and tell me that I've read the entire act, there's nothing like that. So based on what? Based on what are you making that kind of allegations? I am right here. Me, I'll not take you to court though. When I'm right in front of you, I'll rebut right in front of you. If you had said this once I'm not here, that one I would have had the records to take you to court to come and prove your allegations. But once I'm here, I'll tell you that you lied and you don't even know what you're talking about. And that is the kind of attitude that Modi also saw Afenyama Kemoswa said Omudi sans and phone or man we saw. Because you people have refused to learn. That law was enacted in 2008 when it says that when you communicate something false, when you make a false publication, it is a misdemeanor, but it is in the law. It is in the law. You are liable to either go to jail for 6 months and above, or you are fined. So what are you telling me that is not in the law? What are you saying? What part of the article constitution have you read to tell me that publications of false news is not in the constitution any longer?
Please, you are also taking me wrong.
I'm asking you, which part of...
Please, I will not also say that.
Gentlemen,
you want to put words in my mouth. You see, one thing is that, Tina, you said, I explained to you that.
Mr.
You
Abdul.
said, you mentioned your media
Abdul.
act. And the media act.
I didn't mention the media act. I didn't mention the media act. I mentioned the Electronic Communications Act.
Yes, and you are talking about it being...
Fake publication. Fake publication is in the act, isn't it?
Yes, and I said granted. Is that not it?
Did you say granted?
No, I'm saying.
Are you not saying granted now? Did you say granted?
I'm asking you a specific question on which act gave the judge the right to detain the for unlimited days, even when the determination is not ready. That's the act I'm asking you. So if you do not understand my question,
Mr.
please
Abdul,
ask for clarity. I think that is fair.
the way you are interjecting now, before to give your time to him to make his.
So when he was interjecting,
but
you didn't force to give his time
but
to
you
me.
heard me
You
telling him
I
to
can
stop.
give all my time to him. But what I know is that if he's also equally making force or putting words in my mouth, I will have to correct it.
So you have to put it down. So when it's your turn to speak, then you clarify that. Good.
Let's go through something. My brother needs education, so I'll give him. He needs education. The Constitution of 1992, Article 14 discusses personal liberty and the right to bail. When you finish, go and read it. The Criminal and Other Offences Act, that is procedure. That tells you the procedure at which the judge will go through to grant you, and it is Act 1960 at 30. Go and read that one too, and tell me if the judge don't have the right to detain you.
Oh, they just read it for us.
They just did what?
Continue.
I should just do what? Read it for you. Like I'm supposed to do your research for you or something.
No, but you are using it to back.
Am I supposed to do your research for you?
That's enough.
So I just mentioned the act. You see, I just mentioned the act. You see, I just mentioned the act. If you think that there's something wrong with the act I mentioned, you read it and tell me that, oh, you mentioned this act, but when I read the act, I realized that there's nothing like that in it. Then I'll give you an explanation. But don't ask me questions based on your ignorance on the act. I'll not condone that.
Right.
Chill.
Let's move on to the main issue.
No, we are talking about. I'm not done.
Yes.
So when you come and sit here and you don't have the what do you call it? All the information on the issues, relax. Don't argue the way you are arguing. Act 30 grants the judge. It is procedural. It tells the judge the conditions. When I sat here, I mentioned the conditions at which the judge can decide not to grant you a bail, and it's there in the Act 30. When you are a flight risk, when you don't have a place of abode, uni baby tia you don't quarter judge no betimi aka say because uni baby tia hwehwe wa ye hu ntia amount bail. That is also an act, and if that is also part of the reasons why a judge can deny you a bail. If the judge thinks that bonina why no mijana okofi abesa kwa this bonina. The judge can decide not to grant you a bail.
And it was based on that Abronya is still
if the judge thinks that wo na moyi, we a flight risk, ye jawa obe dwane. He can decide not to grant you what do you call it, a bail, unless you if Abronya has not sought for asylum. Abronya has written to various embassies in this country that they should grant him an asylum. Yeah, tata no my way. Huh?
Can you prove it?
Oh, I'm coming. I will. Me, I come here prepared. Oh.
So you think that the judge is aware of all of this? That is why he hasn't allowed him to go.
Now me say me judge no kra na nka me nya no.
Right. This is still the GhanaTalks.
No, I don't want to read it. I don't want to read this. You take it and read it. Read the date too. Tell me the date on that thing.
This is Monday, 8 September 2025. Why Abronya seeking asylum in 8 nations? The 4 core reasons explained.
Did I lie? Did I lie?
That's Ghana Web.
Did I lie? I'm not lying. You see, when we have elements like these people in this country, behaving the way they behave, citing Kevin Taylor, saying he insulted President Kufuor, forgetting that their element also insulted President Mahama.
So it's a tit for tat.
It's not a tit for tat, but we who calls for equity must come with clean hands. You are not clean. You don't have any moral right to talk about insult. You talk about somebody calling somebody a thief. Who called somebody a thief first in this country? Akufo-Addo on the campaign platform said when he comes, he will not steal Ghanaians' money. His wife will not share contract. What was he implying? He was implying the person he's coming to replace is a thief and his wife is sharing contract. What are you telling me?
But he didn't mention anybody's name.
Who mentioned Akufo-Addo's name? When he was telling, did he say somebody mentioned Akufo-Addo's name and called him a thief? Okay? And Ghana fool. Let's make that clear here. Na monte mo wase. Enye MPP for nkwa na Ghana for. Emra no ye nyina na ekotena se na ehye emra no. The Electronic Communication Act no, mo na mo de buy in 2008. Na fake publication wom. Fake publications wom. And this all ye fake publication na echewa. Kan wanu tum ye de court na ye remand wa. Go for an appeal. Appeal the bill. Guy MPP ni ya omochi no omuma no what do you call it? They gave him a remand. Didn't they go for appeal and then got him released?
Is it David Asifa?
Yes.
Asedo.
There was this MPP guy they arrested recently. He was remanded. They went to a court. They went to the High Court and got his bail vacated. What are you telling me? We've lived in this country, and this politics, we didn't start learning about it yesterday. We didn't start following politics somewhere in 2012 or 2016. We've been here. We've seen what the MPP have done. You took people to churches. So a policeman to church to arrest somebody who was in the church. Wasn't he a human being? More preferential treatment. You see, I'm not calling for tit for tat. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is that for MPP to complain, they don't have the moral right to do so. Because some of these things were started under their regime. The things that we are seeing, it was started under your regime. So if you don't want it anymore, come out, condemn it in its entirety. Let us understand that but don't come and then pretend to be angels. You are not. Afenyomakin is not an angel. He slapped the policeman, and the videos are there for us to see.
Right, Mr. Dubig. Mr. Abdul, we hear comments from your people such as, if we have to weaponize the entire youth of the NPP, I promise you we will. We are going to make the country unbearable if the harassment still continues. What do you mean by that? Does that mean that you are preparing yourself for revenge?
Okay, thank you very much. I think senior man just took off. He just talked of he not calling for tit for tat, but he has just tried to force
wrong claims to demonstrate that there is some tit for tat here. Akufo-Addo never seemed to suggest that Mr. A or Mr. B was a thief. He never insulted someone as a thief. But in any case, if the insult or insulting individuals is actually something that is unlawful and must face the full records of this country, then His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has no moral right to be where he is today. He for once insulted Nanado and Achim people as Achim Sakawa. This is very huge. So if there's anybody today in this country insulting people, whether NDC or MPP, in fact, I think the person learned it from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And nobody has any moral right to say that because somebody has said that a judge is politically motivated or maybe he's a politician means an insult. Who is not a politician in this country? Tell me, who is not a politician in this country? Who has not voted before? Who has not made decision to favor a particular policy direction before? So, senior, look, let me tell you, if there is any incident of somebody insulting stakeholders or respected individuals in this country, then it's all learned from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And look at the kind of words, if in fact, the kind of words Sami Jenfi and co used on MPP government, saying that when the wicked rules we mourn. When they came, what did they see? Are they wicked?
Sami Jenfi was arrested though. Sami Jenfi was arrested at the studio of Peace FM.
For what? For saying wicked? For
what did he say?
No,
you have your phone.
No, you said it. So just state what he said.
I'm coming.
Basintali used all sort of words against the government. What did they say? In fact, it's just a caution. Our national youth organizer, Salam Mustafa, is saying that if this doesn't stop, as NDC arrests Abronya first, Abronya second, Adenta Kwemi, David Sumadu, and then others, if they had done that to someone like Kevin Taylor, then we would think that these people, they are seriously fighting something that is sensible. But they are being selective. That is our problem. So we are saying that if they want to consistently pick up MPP youth, then it means that they don't need peace to govern. And he's right to say that. And I think that even if what's the name? If MPP is in government today, I will never support such decision of let's pick up Mr. A because it's NDC and I said this. Let's pick up Mr. B because it's CPP and I said that. They used the whole word of. In fact, they were finally last minute. How were they describing NDC government? A bunch of criminals, thieves, stealing and extorting state properties. What are they doing now?
Right.
All we see in this country is simple like loot and share. Are they not doing it? Right. Did you see anybody calling them thieves? If what they were saying, calling MPP government thieves was true, then they are armed robbers.
Right. Mr. Dubig,
yes.
How do we reduce this political tension between these two parties, and where do we draw the line between passing comments and also political commentary?
I'm coming. Let me tell you something. Do you know who will suffer most if there's tension in this country? It's not me. I won't be the one to suffer most too.
But we all.
The people who will suffer most are these leaders making these stupid assertions that we organize youth, make the country ungovernable. Who cares if you organize the youth? Who cares? It is your father's house they will come and burn. That my father has have a house in Accra. It is your house that they will come and burn. Be there and be fooling. And be telling people that we organize the youth. He's that same foolish boy who organized the youth to go and fight, what do you call it? The Democracy Hub when they were doing organization, demonstration. He's that same stupid boy. That comment is very foolish and you have to be condemning it.
Mr. Dubé, please be kind with your words.
He's that same stupid boy that sat on radio
Mr. Dubé.
and said that Mahama is a drunkard and when he drinks, he says things anyhow. Who arrested him that time? He called a former president, a drunkard. Nobody arrested him. He's that same stupid boy saying those things today. You see, people have sacrificed for this country to get it where it is. Oh. People have sacrificed. Blood has fallen on this land to get it where it is. So for a stupid boy like Salam to come out and be saying these stupid things and people won't criticize him, his own parties don't have the balls to tell him that what you're saying is stupid. Stop it.
Mr. Dubé.
Because we've condoned that act.
Mr. Dubé.
I beg you. You see, I have a child. Probably he's married and will have a child someday, or he'll get married and have a child someday. If Ghana is ungovernable, if Ghana bends, where will our children go? And you think I should be kind to this kind of foolish attitude? I won't be kind to this kind of foolish statement. I'm sorry. But I have to call it out for the stupidity it is. You mobilize the youth to do what? Because the country is your own. You think the country belongs to you and your NPP folks? The country doesn't belong to your own. Salam Mustafa's statement is stupid and I will say it time and time and again. Organizing the boys no normal.
They will come and pick you up.
They should come.
That's okay. Calm down. Right. Where do we draw the line?
The line must be drawn where we all come to the conclusion and the realization that the law that allows for people to be arrested for fake publication must be abolished. But once that law is on our books, you cannot tell me we shouldn't implement that law.
But do you think that it should be abolished?
How should we abolish it? Why? We can make the law better. The law itself is not a bad law. The law itself is not a bad law. But the law is too vague. You understand? The law is too vague. So the discretion is with the police to decide that what you say is fake news. You get it? So they can arrest you for saying anything.
Right. Before you go on, why is it that we involve the BNI and not just leave it for the police to handle with these issues? Because what
does the BNI do? What is their name?
Bureau of National Investigation.
So, are they required by law to investigate issues in this country? Are they required by law to do it? Yes, they are required by law to do it. Investigations is part of their core mandate. In fact, every district capital in this country has a BNI station there. What are they doing if not investigating crime and preventing it? The Signals Bureau, which the Communications Act, Electronic Communication Act, is falls under. Yeah. You know they are under national security. They are not under the Ghana police. Signals Bureau, they are not under the Ghana police. So if you communicate, if you do something on your phone, if you communicate something on your phone, or what do you call it? As we are speaking, if you take the phone, record me and post it there, it is the Signals Bureau core mandate to find you. And how do they find you? They find you through the BNI.
Okay.
They will do this, come with the police and arrest you. They have arresting power. The law has granted them the power to arrest. But you see, until we come together and decide that this law should be done this way, as long as that law is still on our books, publications of fake news or false news is criminal. You have to be arrested. Don't say because I was lenient with you, because this person said this and I didn't arrest him, so if somebody says this and I don't arrest him, you shouldn't also arrest him. Where from that argument? Crime is crime. It has no expiry date. If the NPP thinks that somebody else published a fake news, they should go and report it. They should go to the police and tell them, oh, Basintele did this about Baumia. He said Baumia is a pork eater. He drinks. So it's a fake news. So arrest him. Has anybody reported it? Did anybody report it? If you think the police is not acting, you report it. So this argument of, and if they don't do this, we will do this. You cannot do anything. Salam Mustafa cannot do anything. He cannot organize anybody to do anything. What they are doing is just apply to get themselves elected as party executives. And we know it.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Dubik. This is still the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We are streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio. Do all to log on, send in your comments. We'll do all to read them back to you. Let's get interactive right here on the morning show. At this juncture, I think we'll be proceeding to our next topic for discussion. We actually wish we could speak more on that, but we promise to speak on this as well. And this actually has to do with the nationalization of natural resources. And this has actually sparked debate after Institute of Economic Affairs made a comment for increased Ghanaian ownership of strategic mineral assets. And the discussion has intensified after IEA opposed the proposed renewal of Goldfields Takwa mining lease, which is expected to expire in 2027. And the policy tank argues that Ghana must prioritize national ownership and control of its natural resources to maximize economic benefits for its citizens. As to why there's a mining site in a particular community and their roads are so bad, they don't have infrastructure, why? Mr. Abdul, do you think we are benefiting enough from our natural resources?
All right, thank you very much. I think before I speak to that topic, I have to make some clarities here. My senior brother sat here and insulted our national youth organizer for being stupid. And I think that he is fair in his own discretion to make those choice of words on our national youth organizer. But having tried to defend someone who has once said he will organize coup if something continues, and then now coming to say that if someone has also said the harassment, when the harassment continues, he will organize the youth to make the country ungovernable, that person is wrong. It means you are rather stupid. If you say that you are defending someone who say he will organize a coup, but insulting someone who has said he will organize you to make the country ungovernable if they continue to harass a group of people, then I think you are rather stupid. Why should you allow him to sit here and then use that kind of words on a national officer of a big party like a New Patriotic Party? We won't allow that. We won't allow that. So you should have seized it totally from your media house. This should not be the kind of languages that we should accept here. He has consistently been using this way. I think that is the attitude of NDC. How do you insult people like that? If it's insults, then we learn them from you. If you believe that somebody who wants to organize a coup, that person was right, and there's someone who is saying that if they don't stop harassing MPP party members, we will make sure that we make the country ungovernable for this government, is wrong, then you are rather stupid. In fact, I have never carried that character. But today, for he seated here, I expected that you should know the choice of words. Once you are related to law, that's why I respect lawyers. When they speak, in fact, their choice of words exhibits that these people know they are careful with their choice of words. Why will you just sit down here and say he's stupid for saying that, and then they are not the only people living in this country? Do you think that if President Mahama can insult the people as Sakawa people, it was enough? It was good enough for people to listen. What did you tell? President Mahama then? What did you tell him? Did you describe him as a stupid person? Did you describe him as a stupid person? Please, I'm sorry for this, but trust me, if NDC think that they can attack our leaders, we can equally attack them boot for boot. We don't care, they should pick us up. As far as the media allow these things to continue by NDC people, we will counter it.
Right, to the main issue, please.
And to the main issue, as for the IEA decision to demand that the mining concessions will be owned by Ghanaian citizens, I think it is a call in the right direction, because we have a country that we've gotten to a place where we have a lot of our youth seated in their houses, jobless, and there are institutions that could have created jobs for these youth to be absorbed. But what are we seeing? Because the companies or the concessions of some of these institutions are international owned institutions, there are limitations. For example, I went to one cement factory at Tema, and I saw that there were a lot of people there to work. Guess what? I don't know. I cannot conclude that that was a total number. But for what I saw, only 3 people that I saw, and they were black, suggesting that they were from Ghana. The rest were white. Though we are a developing country that will face a lot of challenges when it comes to putting up things like these factories. But let's look at how we can do it so that it will create opportunities for our young ones, so that we don't sit down one day and think that no, we cannot implement 24-hour economy policy as we expected. In fact, NDC would have been happy today if today they were running one job, 3 people, 3 shifts, and every Ghanaian would have been happy. Myself, I would have been happy, because I have a friend who they just give employment at EPA. First, they give them appointment letter of 9,033 Ghana cedis as their salary, only for them to go for training. After they finish, they issue another appointment letters, and then the salary became 3,800. The basic reason they gave them was that a lot of youth want job, and therefore it's better to give them small and they can recruit more. I think that makes sense. But the question is, did they want to say that they were coming from somewhere, they were not in this country? They didn't know there were a lot of youth who needed jobs. So if like IEA is doing, if they don't extend the contract of these concessions owned by the international individuals or investors, so it will have implications on us as a country, because it would scare a lot of investors. But some decisions, you have to take them boldly. Just like today, the NDC is singing hallelujah for saying they have exited IMF program successfully, but they were against, and even all of us were all not happy about the bold decision the former government took, the MPP government took, to run the haircut on pensioners. It was a very difficult decision, but that particular decision has given birth to this success story that we are having today. Definitely, whatever you do, there is this positive and negative sides of it all.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you look at the bigger picture. What are you going to achieve in the end? We want to create more jobs for our youth in this country. But my caution is that even as they call for that, they should be doing it with clean mind, but not the attitude of NDC thinking that they should come and finally give these concessions to only the president's brother, to mine.
Mr.
So please, it's a good call. But NDC, I can't trust them because of their actions.
Mr. Dubig.
Yes, madam.
Are you in support of nationalization?
Of course, I do. If you look at what do you call it, our corporate taxes from foreign companies, we had 10.3 billion. Mineral royalties, we had 4.9 billion. Dividends to the state, we had 1.3 billion. If we are to nationalize our mining sector, it means that we are going to make more than we are already making, which will help in a lot of sectors. If you go to the mining areas like Obuase, the Takwa, you see that they are lagging behind development. So if we can nationalize it and make it the entire 100% coming to the state or coming to a private individual in the state, then it means that we are making progress and we're going to maximize the full potential of the entire mining sector. That said, you see, Abi, this is my time. It's my time, right? It's my time. Let me use it. Unless you don't want me to talk again.
No, I don't want you to swear away from the
I have
topic.
dealt with the mining issue, haven't I?
I have a follow-up question.
Okay, do the follow-up. It won't stop me from what I'm going to say. It will. If I have to buy airtime here to say what I'm going to say, I'll buy it, pay for it, say it, and go home. So you ask me the follow-up question.
How are we going to ensure that this nationalization is actually going to benefit the ordinary citizens living in the country?
You think I'm you, man? How am you? How am you? I'll do you what I want to do, and you beat each other outside. You see?
We are down with Abronye.
No, I'm not doing Abronye. I'm not doing Abronye unless you want to gag me and say I shouldn't talk. Or else if I come the day that he's not here, I'll say what I'll say, and when he comes, you can't reply.
Oh no.
Okay, so what did you say?
So I've asked the follow-up question.
The follow-up question you are asking. The follow-up question you are asking me is that how do we
allow him to say what he wants? Because if this question, you will still not answer. Answer is not say what you want to say.
No.
Okay.
No,
At the end
I'm
of the
coming.
show.
I'll say what I want. But you asked me the question. I've forgotten. Ask me the question again.
So how is the ordinary citizen actually going to benefit from nationalizing our natural resources?
Okay, so
Especially
I think that,
those in
I think that the capacity, he made mention of the president's son, brother not benefiting from its entirety. Sometimes the capacity should also matter. How many companies do we have in the country that are state like that are a Ghanaian owned that has the capacity to even mine in this country? We have to acknowledge that sector, we are very limited when it comes to resources in that sector because it has always been foreign dominated. I can mention what do you call it? Ibrahim EMP.
Yeah.
I can mention Hit Go Face, which is also related to what do you call it? The Dofo, Komna Dofo, the former finance minister. These are the only companies that I know that can engage in large scale mining in this country. You get it? Which one? Okay, and Akonta mines. He said I should mention. So
is it legit?
I don't know. He said I should mention that.
It's legit.
Yes,
and they are mining illegally.
Alleged that they use it to do illegal
mining.
You have admitted.
No,
Is that alleged? Okay.
They are alleged. I don't know.
But you heard from his lawyer that maybe I do there.
Yeah, so you see, we have to also acknowledge that fact. If we want a lot of people in that sector, and it shouldn't be monopolized by two people or few people, we should make sure that as a state we make a deliberate effort to ramp up or build the capacity of uprising companies that are into the sector. Until that is done, it will always be the big companies like the EMP, the Heat Wave, or whatever the name is called, Goldfields, and the Akonta mines he mentioned. That are going to dominate the sector. That being said,
your time is up.
Yes, I know. That being said, you see, when I made mention of the coup protest, I didn't make mention because I supported the coup. I made that mention because somebody published it. You arrested that person based on the publication that person made. So you have a comprehension issue. I won't say you are stupid, but I'll say you have a comprehension issue. If you think that me mentioning Oliver Bakavoma's arrest when he published that was in support of what he published, I mentioned it in reference to the publication, which is what we are talking about. What Abroad did was publication. What the Dumso is back guy did was publication, isn't it? So if I make reference to that case, it's not because I am saying I support somebody doing a coup or I endorse coup. What I'm saying is that somebody published something and he was arrested. So if somebody published something today and that person is arrested too, you don't have the moral right to come and sit here and complain that we are abusing free speech or something. Somebody else is sitting somewhere abusing free speech. And because of that, if you think I'm stupid, I'm stupid. But Salam Mustafa is the bigger fool than I am. Because he is in a position to know better. He is the beneficiary of the democracy we are practicing. Me then I'm free politics. What have I gained from politics? The fact that you even know him is the reason for the democracy. So if the democracy that we are practicing today wasn't there, who would know Salam Mustafa? And such person will sit on radio and say, I organize boys to destabilize the country and I call him stupid and you are angry that I call him stupid. Isn't he a fool? If the country is destabilized, where will you be? If you organize, I'm sure you are not going to be part of the boys that will cause the chaos. I'm very sure you're not going to be the part of the boys. But when the boys come, they will not ask you for the party card. When that boys are causing the chaos and they meet you on the way, they will not ask you for a party card.
The option is to stop the harassment.
They will not ask you for a party card. And for that reason, if you think that me calling him out, I'm stupid, then you are even worse than I thought you are.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We had such an incredible time right here. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.